Why, hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Ruin Snow. Today we'll be doing Let's Talk Legendary, and today we will be talking about Godsend. So, Godsend is actually a legendary artifact from the plane of Theros. It was created by the god of Heliod, and such a sword spear is wielded by the planeswalker Elspeth Tyrell. But let's begin. Such a sword was crafted because the gods of the plane Heliod and Perforeos were fighting. This was even able to damage Nyx, home of the gods. The fight between the gods had released the legendary creature Polychronos, and at the time it was known as the Sword of Chaos. Polychronos was actually eventually sealed under the Nicaean forest by Nyla and the Heliod. But believe it or not, when all the fighting was happening and the godsend was falling from the sky during the battle, the moment Elspeth had actually planeswalked to the plane, she decided to grab the sword from the sky and planeswalked right away after grabbing the sword. She did not return to Theros until 10 years later, and with that, Heliod was really mad, but eventually decided to make her her champion and remade the sword, which was now called Godsend. As Polychronos had somehow been released again, Elspeth would use the sword to defeat the monster. Upon that, she journeyed to Nyx, where she defeated the Satyr planeswalker Xenagos. It was an unusual way for Elspeth to meet her god Heliod. For her reward, Heliod had actually stabbed Elspeth with Godsend. He said no champion should know more than her god, as Elspeth had traveled to many places because of her planeswalk ability. When this happened, she had died and went to the underworld Erebos. When she was there, she was actually told to wear a death mask, which had two jewels. These jewels were actually from Godsend. She eventually escaped from Erebos, and that helped her ascend to what was known as an archangel. She attempted to recreate Godsend, but it does not have the same strength as the original Godsend, where it could even kill gods. She finds it still as a reliable weapon to use. She uses sword to channel her angelic power through it. And at the moment, that is currently all the information we have on Godsend at the moment. And believe it or not, this legendary artifact is represented in the card you've seen throughout the video. It costs only 3 mana with a +3/+3 for equipped creature, which costs 3. The best thing about it is opponents can't cast cards with the same name as cards exiled with Godsend, because when it becomes blocked by one or more creatures, you may exile one of those creatures. So it can be very powerful, and that's a really cool card. And last but not least, there are two cards that Godsend is in. And as we've known throughout the story, Archangel Elspeth, there it is, carrying Godsend, and Elspeth's Smite is therefore using Godsend in the battle on the right. So those are the two cards that are associated with Godsend, and that's all the information. So I hope you guys have a good day and a good evening.